Suddenly, it's 3-0 against the Rockets. A 3-0 lead in the first round, and it's actually the Lakers, who were considered the absolute underdogs before the series started. Can you believe it? This game was the hardest one for the Lakers. Up 2-0, going to an away game, enduring the exhaustion of travel and road pressure to play a team with more talent on paper. The difficulty was higher than the first two games, but the Lakers still relied on their willpower and experience to complete a miraculous comeback. With a godlike performance at the critical moment, LeBron James was unstoppable, finishing the game with 29 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 blocks, getting better with every single game. But the stats are just the tip of the iceberg. You really have to study the King's greatness frame by frame. The more you watch, the more you realize how he can be this good. Let's break down exactly how the Lakers managed an incredible comeback while trailing by 6 points with just 30 seconds left. Early in the fourth quarter, the Lakers held a 6-point lead thanks to LeBron's power, but Jabari Smith hit 2 consecutive contested three-pointers to quickly narrow the gap. Sengun also activated ISO mode, hitting a turnaround jumper over Ayton, cutting the lead to just 2 points. LeBron continued to carry the load, calling out Sengun, testing him with a series of jabs before driving hard for a massive dunk. However, the Lakers had one major defensive liability, and that was Rui Hachimura. On this defensive possession, he completely lost his man, allowing Amen to cut for a dunk. Smart was unstoppable today, posting up Pirtle for a turnaround jumper. Smart's targeting of players is deadly. He uses his massive frame specifically to punish Pirtle. Smart playing against Pirtle is like a black tiger spotting a white sheep. Whenever they meet, it's a feast, and the scene is simply brutal to watch. But on the other end, Pirtle punished Hachimura. He used an Amen screen to drain a 3. Hachimura couldn't guard anyone in that short span. Amen faced up against Hachimura and drew a foul, extending the lead at the line. Sengun also scored consecutive baskets over Hayes. On the other side, the Lakers relied on the James-Smart duo to hang on, with Smart finding LeBron for a beautiful pass. LeBron is 42, and he's still gliding for dunks. He's simply not from this planet. But Sengun was truly invincible today. Everything he put up went in. During this stretch, Sengun was playing the whole team by himself, dominating Hayes inside, hitting every hook shot, and even pulling off a steal for a coast-to-coast dunk. The Rockets, behind Sengun's 8 consecutive points, pushed their lead to 6. There are only 40 seconds left in the game, and the Rockets lead by 6. The game is practically over, and LeBron is truly running out of gas. But Defensive Player of the Year and gritty Celtics legend Smart isn't having it. Traded by his longtime team, discarded by the Grizzlies, and forgotten by the world, none of this has extinguished his passion. What he lost, he must take back. Coming from the green side to the purple and gold, a casual pass from Jabari becomes the start of Smart's heroic stand. The pass to Amen was fine, but it was a high arc. Suddenly, Smart unleashes his inner strength, flying toward the ball and snatching it out of the air. A 2-meter wingspan looks like 3 meters here. After the steal, Smart sprints toward the rim, and Tate commits a violent, desperate foul, resulting in 3 free throws. Smart's career free throw percentage is 77.9%, making him an above-average shooter, but not elite. But today, Smart is dead on. With a face as calm as a lake, he sinks all 3, cutting the lead to 3. But the Rockets still have the ball, and the Lakers still need a miracle. This time, the miracle belongs to LeBron. He immediately picks up Brooks, baiting him with an opening before unleashing his signature, Akron finger, from behind. This flick, honed over 23 years, is something no mere mortal can withstand. The ball pops loose, and LeBron taps it right to Smart. Smart finds LeBron again. LeBron bobbles it slightly but manages to tap it to Kennard. Kennard could have shot, but his style is conservative. He won't fire unless he's wide open. In a panic, he passes it back to LeBron. Who said LeBron wouldn't pull up over 2 defenders? He rises for the 3, nothing but net. A game-tying triple, just one of many buzzer beaters and clutch shots in LeBron's career. LeBron has spent his entire career telling the world he is the most prolific clutch performer in history, a cold-blooded assassin, Mr. Clutch. Why do some doubt LeBron's clutch ability? Because his floor generalship and passing are so elite, so overpowering, that everyone overlooks his status as one of history's greatest killers. The Rockets have 8 seconds left to win it, but LeBron has fully entered his God mode, taking over on both ends of the floor. That defensive stand on Brooks, he really is guarding everyone from 1 to 5. Sengun was hitting every shot against Hayes today, and looking at LeBron, his legs gave out, so he had to call for a screen to target Hayes. Targeting a 2.1-meter center instead of attacking the forward. Can you handle that? Just how strong is this forward? But LeBron didn't give Sengun any chance. He didn't switch, instead leaving his man to help double team. Notice the timing of LeBron's double. He didn't rush in when Sengun first turned with the ball, staying back to prevent a pass and ready to steal. Only after Sengun gathered did he pounce. Sengun had no choice. If he hadn't, he would have been stripped by LeBron, so his only option was to force a turnaround shot from the baseline. But with LeBron by his side, Hayes' confidence surged, and he stuck to Sengun like glue, forcing an airball. It was LeBron again, clearing out Amen to grab the rebound from above. Not everyone can compete with a physical freak like Amen, but only someone with the all-time greatest physical tools like LeBron can hold the advantage in every matchup. Grabbing that rebound earned the Lakers 1.2 seconds for a potential game winner. In the playoffs, creating a shot in 1.2 seconds isn't easy, but for LeBron, a madman who dropped 51 points in a finals game against the Warriors, 4 superstars, creating a look is never a problem. Redick brought in a cavalryman here, the pure shooter Nick Smith. This guy is a deadly three-point shooter, hitting 42.5% of his wide-open threes. Bringing him on really paid off. Initially, LeBron was being double-teamed, but Smith ran from the wing to the corner, flashing to grab a men's attention. LeBron took advantage, broke free from Sengun to receive the pass at the three-point line, and pulled off a turnaround fadeaway three. Unfortunately, the ball spun around the rim and popped out. It was just that close. To be able to pull off such a high-quality shot in 1.2 seconds is incredible, especially considering this is a 41-year-old veteran who has already played 40 minutes and is running on fumes. In overtime, it's still LeBron. This time he calls for a screen to target Shepard, and a man immediately comes up to double. LeBron passes to Vanderbilt, forcing Sengun to scramble to rotate. The paint is wide open, and with Eason forced back into the lane, Smart is left wide open. Hachimura found Smart at the far side with a great pass, and Smart looked like a deity descending from the heavens, truly a god of the court. He drew back the bow, released the shot, and it was nothing but net. This play was still all about LeBron, whose ability to draw the double team and shift the defense is what created that wide open three. The Rockets are struggling again. In the front court, they were physically overpowered by Hachimura and forced to commit a foul. His one-on-one matchup ability is simply explosive. Once he's on the floor, he's relentlessly targeted. Sengun is unstoppable for the Rockets today. As long as he isn't going against LeBron, he looks to score on anyone else. This time, facing Smart, he spun his way to the rim to score, while LeBron continued to pull the strings. LeBron then faked a drive and delivered a brilliant pass to Hachimura under the hoop. LeBron knows this is the time to exploit the matchup with Thace. He looks for the mismatch. That is the ability of a truly elite playmaker. You pass to the one who maximizes the value of the mismatch, giving every pass strategic weight. Hachimura faked the shot, drove straight to the rim, and finished easily over Thace. Hachimura punished Thace, and the mastermind behind this play was, once again, LeBron. In contrast, the Rockets have no brain. They rely solely on Sengun's one-on-one plays without any other tactics, completely failing to exploit defensive weaknesses like Kennard. Sengun is just forcing shots and charging in. This style isn't sustainable because LeBron is there to help defend. When Sengun spun to the rim, LeBron rotated over, waiting for Sengun to gather for the shot, and swiped the ball with a perfectly timed strip. The power was immense. Sengun lost the ball, and both tumbled to the floor fighting for the possession. What a play. A 40-year-old diving for loose balls like that. How could you not be moved? The essence of basketball is fighting for every ball until the very end. LeBron has not only passion but also wisdom. During the jump ball, he let Jabari jump first, then used his superior upper body strength to contain him. Under LeBron's ironclad resistance, Jabari barely left the ground, jumping only 4 inches. LeBron, jumping after, tipped the ball to Reeves at the peak of the arc, but LeBron was truly running on empty, and his three-point attempt clanked off the rim. Fortunately, the Lakers still had Smart. At 6 feet 3 inches, he fought through Jabari, Sengun, and Eason, all over 6 feet 7 inches, to snag an offensive rebound and even drew a foul on the putback. Smart sank both free throws, extending the lead to 6. With 30 seconds left, the Lakers lead by 6. The game is sealed. Not every team gets overturned when leading by 6 points with 30 seconds left. In the last 30 years of the playoffs, teams leading by 6 with 30 seconds to go were 1,713-1. Today, the Rockets became the second loss. The Lakers weren't about to face that fate, ultimately winning the game to take a 3-0 lead, just one step away from the next round. D'Lo was the front-facing hero of the Lakers' victory, impacting the game in the most intuitive way. He hit 3 of 3 free throws in the clutch, shot 5 of 6 in the fourth quarter to drop 8 points, and his offensive rebound and 3 steals tipped the scales of victory. Based on these 3 games alone, he's worth $35 million. Playing at a peak level that even exceeds expectations. The unsung hero was LeBron, who provided a clutch steal, a game-tying 3, consecutive defensive stops on Schroeder, and a forced turnover, all while grabbing defensive rebounds. He was the definition of two-way impact. Even with his energy reserves running low in this game, he still delivered a steal, a block, and an assist. He constantly targeted Schroeder's defensive weakness, either by drawing double teams to shift the defense or hunting for the man Schroeder was guarding. He made the right play every single moment. Playing this way brings immense value to the team even when the shots don't fall, because basketball isn't a game where you hit 100% of your shots. Doing everything right only increases your probability of scoring, but as long as you stick to making the right plays, the momentum will eventually swing your way. If you truly study every game of LeBron's career without any bias, you will only feel an incomparable greatness. While recently breaking down LeBron's career, I watched a vast amount of his early games, and besides, great, there is no other adjective that fits. LeBron had weaknesses, flaws, and times when his skills weren't polished, but his entire career can only be described as great. There are many players now with godlike stats and avant-garde styles that defy imagination, but compared to LeBron, they fall short. LeBron has never missed a playoff game in his 23-year career and can still play 44 minutes at age 41. Modern stars can't even manage basic availability, so how can they compare to LeBron? Modern players can only stay elite for a few years, while LeBron has dominated for over 20. LeBron's raw ability doesn't actually need this series to prove it. He had countless brilliant games and moments in his 23-year career, but he couldn't silence everyone. In 2018, countless people said I was proven wrong, but the haters kept hating, and every time, they got even worse. Yet, true fans remember those legends, and Old Zon is an eternal legend.